What's happening, guys? I'm Razmataz. Welcome to my channel and a brand new series. FM23 is officially out across all platforms and I'm very excited to get involved in the main game. Now, obviously we've done a couple of saves previously on the beta, some of which have not gone so well and some of which have been great fun, but it's time to move on to the full series for the channel this year. And it is going to be a Journeyman series titled Unknown to Icon. Now, as it says in the title, obviously the idea is we're going to go from being completely unknown in the world of football management with no coaching badges and only Sunday league experience playing the game. And we are going to try and move our way all the way up to becoming an undisputed icon of the game. Now, the way that we're going to do that is basically by starting as an unemployed manager and working our way up to the highest echelons of the game and winning some of the biggest titles in the world. Now, I've got a couple of rules that I'm going to play along with during this series. There's 6 currently. So that is, we can add some more in as time goes on. But as we're going to start off, it's going to be 6 rules. So rule number 1, we must start unemployed. And certainly for this year's series, this might change in the future. But for this year's series, I'm going to be playing as one of the clubs from the home nations. So England, Scotland, Wales, Ireland, or Northern Ireland. Rule number 2 is that we only use staff recommendations and scout reports to bring in players to the club. So we're not going to be searching for any players and we're going to have attribute masking on. Rule number 3, we're going to make some realistic moves as I would for my career in real life. So for instance, if I'm managing somebody in the Vanarama National and then a League 2 or a League 1 club comes in and they're offering me much more money to go and play for them, I'm going to do so. If somebody abroad offers me more money to go and play for them, I'm going to work out if it's feasible for me to move across the countries to do that job. And if it is, then we would make that move. If it's not, and it's not much more money, then we'll probably just stay where we are. But we're going to play it by ear and try and do things as I would do in real life. We're also going to be removing supporter club bias from that. So being a Man United fan, if at some point in time a Man City or a Liverpool come in for me, and at the time, based on where I'm managing, it would be a realistic move, we are still going to make that move and go and manage any club out there that offers us a job that's better money than what we're on and a realistic move based on where we are. Rule number 4, we're not allowed to search for any staff members. So particularly when we get to the higher levels of the game, if we're in the Premier League or the Bundesliga and we know of somebody that's a good director of football or, that's a good scout or a great assistant manager, we're not going to be searching for those and then trying to bring them in. What we're going to do is only bring in staff members that have applied for vacancies that we have at the job. And if possible, we're going to try and promote from within the club. I want to build up the clubs that I'm with as much as possible on and off of the pitch as we go. But we're going to also be realistic with that. So if there's somebody in my club who is, wanting to apply for the assistant manager's role, if they're a half decent assistant manager and they're not far behind the other applicants that have applied for the job, we're probably going to end up choosing them over an external hire. Rule number 5. No affiliate club deals at all. I think it makes it too easy if you can, if I'm in the Vanarama North and I've got an affiliate deal with a League 1 club and I can just bring in all of their players on loan for free, it makes the game way, way too easy. So we're not going to have any affiliate deals. And if any of the clubs that I sign for do have affiliate deals, we will be cancelling those as well. And number 6 is under no circumstances are we going to resign from any club. So if a club comes in for us and they're offering us a contract to go and work for them and it's a realistic move, we'll take it, and that's one way we'll be leaving a club. If we get poor results and we end up getting sacked by a club, that's another way that we'll leave a club, but we are never going to be resigning from a club unless pushed out or poached by another team. So the idea is we either succeed or we get the sack. The Journeyman save is definitely my most enjoyed series every single year on Football Manager, and I'm sure this year is going to be no different. I'm very excited to get involved. So without further ado, let's run the Unknown to Icon intro. Here we go. We are officially into Unknown to Icon. Welcome to episode 1 of season 1. Obviously, like I said previously, we are unemployed to start. Just take a quick look at my manager profile. If it loads, there we go. As you can see, attributes, I have none. I have no skill level whatsoever when it comes to being a manager. No cheeky comments if you've been watching that Man United save, all right? Obviously, a half a star reputation as well, so no coaching badges whatsoever, and only Sunday League footballer as our playing experience. Obviously, what the plan is, we are going to be spending, at least to begin with, quite a bit of time in here in the job centre. Now, I have narrowed it down to the leagues that we said that we were going to play within. So, obviously, England, Ireland, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland. At the moment, no Irish clubs right there, not a couple of Northern Irish clubs, but we've got St Albans in England, Dundalk in Northern Ireland, Banbridge in Northern Ireland, East Fife in Scotland, and Swansea Uni in Wales. So, going to be having a look through all of these clubs here and obviously seeing what we like the look of. We'll start bottom up in regard to obviously division rank. I suppose we'll start having a look at Swansea Uni from Wales. Just jump into here. They've got kits, which is nice to see already. Um, Captain and vice captain, no vice captain at the moment. Daniel Sheehan is the captain at the moment. A 31-year-old right back. Obviously, I can't see any of their attributes or anything at the moment, which is less than ideal. But we're here to have a look at the team. Let's go to the senior squad. Relatively decent sized senior squad there. Obviously we've got a few players in there. There's no point me really having a look at anybody at the moment. To be totally honest, with so little clubs available at the moment, we're probably going to chuck an application in for all of these different jobs and just see what comes back in terms of interviews. But do just like to have a quick look through the squad as well and just see what kind of stuff we're working with. Obviously they are lacking, I suppose, in wingers, and there's a few midfielders, central midfielders at the club, so that's not too bad. Got lots of defenders on hand, plenty of centre backs, plenty of left backs, decent amount of right backs, couple of goalkeepers. So not a bad squad all round. We'd probably end up moving a striker on and maybe a central defender on, and we'll see what's going in terms of non-contracts and things like that, who we can get rid of, and then would look to strengthen obviously the wings and go from there. But decent sized squad already. Hubert Mattress, central midfielder. He's a key player for them. So, and he's 21. So that's promising. That's promising. And he's not even the hot prospect. The hot prospect is Ryan Sprague, who's a centre back, 21. Cool. Interested to have a look at them in a bit more detail and perhaps have a chat with their ownership. Back into the job centre. Let's have a look. East Fife. Oh, they got some lovely kits. Look at that. Oh, I love a bit of black and yellow, and that pink kit's lovely. I always like a pink kit. The Leicester kit from a year or two ago, maybe 3 years ago now, probably 2 years ago now. That Leicester kit, that third kit was lovely, and I do like that. 3 kits, which is nice. Playing at Bayview Stadium, cool name as well. Do they own it? East Five and East Five under 18s play there. I assume they own that ground themselves. 260 season ticket holders. Got some icons of the club. Oh, Greg or Greg McDonald. I'm gonna go with Greg, but it might be Greg. He's apparently the manager of them at the moment, which doesn't really make any sense to me. Caretaker manager. Of course it does. Moron. He is an icon of the club, which is interesting. So he's previously played for the club and he's now currently in the caretaker role. So we'll see. Perhaps if I take over from him, he might slot into that assistant manager role, perhaps. Captain is Stuart Murdoch, 32-year-old right back. We love the older right backs for captains, don't we? And Scott Mercer is the vice captain, also a right back. That doesn't make a lot of sense to me, having your right back and your reserve right back, I assume, as your captain and vice captain. It'd be even weirder if the vice captain is the better right back of the two, but we'll see. They have the Fife derby against Codenbeath, who don't have any kits. Peasants. Well, this is definitely a possibility. I always like managing in Scotland. I think it's a good place to start. So, if we don't manage to find a job in England, which generally is a higher league, obviously we want to take the best possible job that we can get. That could definitely be an option. I do really like the look of the club there. Banbridge in Northern Ireland. No proper kits, unfortunately, even with the download. But play at Crystal Park, 1,500 capacity. Who plays there? Them, and they're under 18, so we would assume that they own that ground as well. 25 season ticket holders, nowhere near as many season ticket holders as East Fife. Chris McMahon is their captain. He's a central midfielder, 29 years old. Looks like he's joined Banbridge in 2020 by the look of it. So he's been at the club for a few years. 21 appearances, 1 goal. That's not the stats you want to see, is it, from your central midfield captain? I wonder what role he plays. Probably ball winning midfielder or something. And Lewis Hunter is the vice captain, who's the goalkeeper. Which is interesting enough. He's also joined the club in 2020. He made 25 appearances. Conceded 0 goals. Hold on a minute, Lewis Hunter. You're telling me that you've been at this club for 3 years, made 25 appearances, and conceded 0 goals. It's just not tracking it. All right, I was going to say that is surely impossible. You would not still be playing at Banbridge if that was the case, I'm sure. I am sure of that. Right, moving on. St Albans. Got kits, obviously. Enter. I thought I said enter Shakira then. I was going to say that's a bit aggressive. Enter Shikari. There we go. They sponsor St Albans City. So St Albans, interesting second and third kit. The away kit and the third kit, they're near enough the same, just a little bit darker. Sean Jeffers, I've definitely heard of Sean Jeffers before. 30-year-old striker, worth 10 to 30k. He's been at St Albans also 3 years. Interesting. All these captains and vice captains all joining 3 years ago. But this season, my God, 2021 season, 39 games, 27 goals scored. He's a good little player, isn't he? And no vice captain currently. Fierce rivals with Boreham Wood. They're a very interesting side, St Albans. Quite a small squad though. Lots of strikers. Jesus, they want to change it up a bit. 1 right back, 2 right backs. No left back at the club. Central midfielder and a DM. Midfielders. Right wingers. No, they've got nobody who play down the left-hand side at all. 1 goalkeeper in Michael Johnson. And 5 strikers. Well, we'd have some work to do at St Albans City, wouldn't we? I mean, we're still going to chuck an application in. We'd probably get told to do one anyway, but we're going to have a look at them. But yeah, there will be some work to do there based on that squad. Did totally forget to have a look at the senior squad for these guys. 3 goalkeepers, not too bad. A couple of central defenders. Again, no left back there. They have got 2 players that can play on the left wing, but no right wingers at the club. And 4 strikers again. Absolutely love having a plethora of strikers, don't they? But not having certain positions elsewhere. But there we go. Not too bad of a squad. Pretty small squads for Banbridge Town and for St Albans. East Fife, what was your squad looking like? Whoa, massive squad. That is an absolutely massive squad. They're going to be filled in every area, aren't they? Alex Ferguson, as a Man United fan, that intrigues me very much. I won't be able to see his details right now, will I? No, scouting required. God, I hope he's a descendant of Alex Ferguson, just called Alex Ferguson, and then I'll make sure he has a fantastic career with East Fife and ends up becoming a manager as well. It's written in the stars already. Other than that, decent looking squad there, and O'Connor McManus. We love O'Connor, obviously. All right. I think I might have my favourite here, you know. And unusually, it's not the English club. Right. Either way, I'm going to chuck some job applications out for these teams here, and we're going to move forward a little bit. Hopefully, get some interviews, and we'll never know. Maybe some more clubs will turn up here that are looking for a manager that we can potentially, dip our toe in their recruitment pool and see what they say. All right, so a few days later, first club that we have heard back from is Banbridge. So we're going to go along to the interview. We're going to see how we go. We'll see what they have to say. They're definitely not my favourite of the clubs that are available, but we've not heard back from anyone else. And to be perfectly honest, With $0 in the bank and unemployed, we ain't really got a choice to be picky. So let's jump into the interview and see what's happening. Hello, Connor. We've invited you along today so we can put forward our vision for the club and allow you to suggest any alterations for us to consider should we decide to hire you. Glad to be given the chance to talk to the club. Let's get down to business. Can you explain why you appear to be in the running for a few jobs right now? I've never really understood this question. As an unemployed manager looking for a particular job at a particular level, why wouldn't I be looking for a few different options? You're looking at plenty of managers. What's the difference? Let's have a look. How do we want to say it? I'm considering my options. There you go. If you emerge as the successful candidate, you would be expected to adhere to the club's vision for the future. We are interested to hear your comments if you have any. So strive to make progress on and off the pitch, work within the wage budget, always questionable at lower league clubs, grow the club's reputation. Seem pretty straightforward, to be honest. The wage budget concerns me. Depends on what your wage budget is as to whether it's going to be possible. But I imagine the majority of your players are on non-contract anyway. Seems acceptable. If hired, we would expect you to avoid relegation, with us unable to consider keeping you in the role should we be relegated. I'm sure that's because you're in the bottom league of your country. But do you think you can do better than that? Well, I know nothing about the team or the club because it's got attribute masking on, so I don't know about the players. No, I think that's a fair target. How does a wage budget of £0 sound to you? £0. What do you pay your players with? A bit of, scrap bread off the floor or something. Get paid in water. Wouldn't require such a large wage budget. Can you imagine saying that on a £0 wage budget? I think the proposed vision would demand a bigger budget than that. Slightly bigger budget. Do you have anything for us to consider should we decide to hire you? That means they're probably not going to hire me after asking for more than £0 to pay the players with. No. Build a new stadium as well as giving me £5 a week to spend. No, nothing that I can think of. That's all the questions for today. Lovely job. We would like to thank you for attending the interview and we'll be in touch once we've decided upon a new manager for the club. Cheers, Dominic. Pleasure to meet you. I'm sure I probably won't be hearing back from you again after asking for more money. But realistically, a £0 wage budget is just, what are we going to do with that? We'll find out. Oh, it's not good news, but we've heard back from St Albans and East Fife, which I'm very upset about, both of these, to be honest. More so upset about the fact that we've been unsuccessful in our application for East Fife than I was about St Albans. I really did like them as a club. I thought they might have been the one. If we'd have got offered that job, I'd have probably taken that one over the others. But unfortunately, no joy. Now, we have been offered another interview as well, so we have got an interview for the Swansea Uni job. Let's jump straight into that and see how we go. Nigel Hill, how are you, mate? Pleased that I've taken the time to attend today. Lovely, glad to be here. You're up for a few jobs? Of course I am. I'm exploring my options, Nigel. How much of an overhaul would you want to make to the backroom team? Now, as per unknown to Icon rules, no changes to the backroom team at all. Wouldn't need to expand the size of the support team. Would you be comfortable working with David Evans, our director of football? Yeah, I'm happy to work with a director of football. We understand the importance of having the right backroom team in place when a manager moves to a new club. So, are you willing to allow any? We're willing to allow you to request any changes you would like to make to our current backroom team. I don't plan on making any changes. No requests. There we go. That's all for now. Thanks for coming. We'll be in touch. Lovely. That one certainly more promising than the Banbridge interview. More promising, definitely. Now, as you can see here, we have been offered a job by Banbridge. I'm kind of interested in taking the job with Banbridge, but I'll be honest, I know it sounds petty, but I don't really like that they don't have kits. I'm just going to hold off. I'm going to see if I can delay them, and we'll see what happens with Swansea. I'm uncertain what to do here, to be honest. But £275 a week, pretty good salary, and they did up that wage budget. So hopefully they'll agree to a delay just for a little bit and see what happens. They agree to the delay. No stress. My days. Swansea have now come in and approached me. No wage budget and no wages. So you want me to move to Wales and manage Swansea University Football Club, and you don't want to even pay me a pound with these promises that I had to make? Not a chance. I'm not working for free. As much as I love football, I'm not working for free. Not happening. Now, just while we're waiting to see what happens with the Banbridge job, Longford become available. Now they're probably way above my league, but they're in the Republic of Ireland. I love the kits, home and away. Looks like they've got a decent squad on them. A couple places where we could do with improving, but I like the look of Longford Town. So I've dropped the job application and I've told them that I want the job. I've expressed interest in the job. So we'll see how we go. If we hear back from Banbridge before we hear back from Longford, fair enough. But maybe Longford might be the one. Now, the Longford fans have been laughing me off, but that doesn't say that the Longford board have longed off my application, no pun intended. So I have asked Banbridge for another 1 week delay, which they've agreed to. So we're holding off to see if we hear anything back from the Longford board. If we don't, and then we get, Banbridge come back one more time, that's it. We'll accept the Banbridge job. We don't want to be unemployed for too long, but let's play the risky game and see what happens with Longford. All right, here we go. So we haven't been approached by anybody else at Longford. They still haven't filled their job at the moment, but we've not been approached by them, and Banbridge have come back in. So it looks like we're going to take £275 per week and a wage budget of £60 per week to go and manage in Northern Ireland at Banbridge Town. Let's start the negotiations. In we are. So they want me to start immediately, offering me a 10-month contract. I mean, I could ask for longer, I suppose, but don't need to. Percentage of club compensation required for managerial role, 80%. Let's go 70%, and let's ask for 300. They've given me £300 a week, and only 70% of my compensation needs to be paid if another club wants to take me on within the 10 months that we've signed a contract for. But we are officially taking the job at Banbridge Town for the next 10 months. Well, now that we've officially got ourselves a job and some money to spend, I should probably go and get myself cleaned up, eh? I'll be right back. Now, I obviously couldn't turn up for my first day at a new club looking homeless, could I? Let's go and have a look around our new club, Banbridge Town. All right, here we go. Banbridge Town hire Razmataz. Banbridge will ring in their 75th season under a new manager in Conor Razmataz. Obviously, eyebrows have been raised. Never managed a club before, so I can't say I blame him, to be totally honest. Daniel Kelly was considered to be the favourite for the job, but it's unclear whether the club favoured Razmataz all along. I like the reputation of a survival specialist, but look, we're gonna see what we can do here. I reckon we can keep these lads up. I like the kits on the wall. I love the red and black colours. Let's get into club history. Here we go. So there's the badge, there's the kit we'll be playing in. Half a star reputation. Media are predicting us to finish 5th. Now that sounds good, but I don't know how many teams are in this league, to be honest. I should have had a better look around. Simon Nix is our assistant manager. We'll have a little look at him very shortly. This club was founded in 1947. Wow. They have won the Euro Electric Mid-Ulster Cup 5 times. They've won Bob Radcliffe Memorial Cup 3 times and Muckham's Coach Travel Intermediate Cup once. As a club which enjoyed its best spell of success during the 2010s. Okay, so not for a little while having any success then. My wage budget's gone down. It's gone down by £1. Not sure how I feel about that. Basic training facilities, basic youth facilities, average youth recruitment. It's not too bad, to be totally honest. 1,500 capacity stadium's not bad either. Just having a look at this, won the Mid-Ulster Cup on 5 occasions and finished runners-up on 4 occasions. Finished runners-up in the Northern Irish third tier for the only time in 2005 and won the Intermediate Cup in 1986. Interesting. So 2010, 2018, won the Bob Radcliffe Cup. So that's where their best success came from. Looking to build on their mid-table finish. All right, good stuff. Here's the squad then. Top earners Connor Downey. We'll have to have a look and see how much he's getting paid. And our captain is Chris McMahon. Key player S. McCavitt. All right, McCavitt, where are you? You're our central attacking midfielder, 22 years old. Good stuff. Love to see a kitty player being nice and young. Means you've got plenty of potential about you, I'm sure. Also got Connor Downey. This is the guy who's getting paid the most on the left-hand side. He's got the right name, but he spelled it wrong. 32 years old. Not a bad player. He's got staff profile as well, potentially there. McCavitt, Stephen or Stefan McCavitt. I'm going to have to look that up, aren't I, as to whether that's Stephen or Stefan. 24-year-old striker. Ryan Gawley on the right wing, 27 years of age. Not a massively old squad either, so we're doing all right here. OG Gallagher, Sean OG Gallagher. Love that name. 21 years old. Hopefully got some potential about him. We'll have a good look at him shortly. Graham Edgar, defensive midfielder. Gavin Conn, left back, 27 years of age. Anderson, 35-year-old centre back. You're probably not going to be with us for too long, pal. Dylan Snodden, 20 years old. Centre back. How tall was he? 5'11". And Jack Barber, right back. In goal, Lewis Hunter, 22 years old. Relatively young squad here. Relatively young squad. I'm pretty happy with that, to be honest. We're looking pretty good. Our objectives: work within the wage budget, grow the club's reputation. 5-year plan is be competitive in the Irish Cup, be competitive in the Immediate Cup, be competitive in the Mid-Ulster Cup and in the Irish League Cup. Avoid relegation from the NIFL Premier Intermediate League. Sure, we can try and manage that. My contract expires at the end of the current season, so we won't worry about past there for now. We'll see how we go. Remain in the NIFL Premier Intermediate Division is desired. That's the supporter culture. Okay, so that's what the fans want from me. Yeah, I suppose we'll meet the media. We'll do fortnightly staff meetings, not too often, and we'll obviously play an intra-squad friendly, assuming that we've got a secondary squad. And here we go. We're in. Tactics. Now, fluid counter-attack, direct counter-attack, part the bus. All right, so we're a defensive team with no creative potential by the sounds of it. Let's go with a fluid counter-attack for the time being. Let's have a look at a formation. 4-3-3 DM wide. It wants us to play a 4-2-3-1 DM attacking midfielder wide, which was the original setup. We'll go with that for now just so that we can have a look, and we will smash a little quick pick and see what our assistant manager thinks. So, McCavitt up top. Let's have a look at him. 5-star poacher. He's a 4 to 5-star current, 5-star current ability player. And he's a star player who could still improve. All right, we've got a good lad here. I'm excited by that. That is lovely to see. A striker who's very good at what he does. Good stuff. Let's put Clark out on the wing. James Clark. He's got absolutely no ability to play there, so I'm not really sure why they put Clark out on the wing when we've got Connor Downey, 32 years old, 3.5-star winger. Nice. Covered there. Well, we've got S. McCavitt and M. McCavitt. Michael McCavitt is a central midfielder or central attacking midfielder. Looks stronger across the board in midfield, but he's in our attacking midfielder role at the moment. He's got 5-star potential ability. We've got a good little young squad here. I'm looking forward to this. This is a very good club we've taken over, I think. Well, very good club, a promise of a very good club at least. But Gary on the right wing, he's got 1 or half a star ability just there. Get McGarry, you're the only winger at the club. Might have spoken too soon. We need a right winger. That's good to remember. OG Gallagher playing as a ball-winning midfielder in CDM at the moment. He's better as a defensive midfielder, but we'll have a look at that. I might end up playing somebody in midfield as opposed to a DM, but going to have to play about with the squad a little bit. And then Chris McMahon. He is our captain, if I believe correctly, and he is not great at CDM. So, yeah, we're probably going to have a play. We're probably going to have a play with that sort of position as to whether we play one or both of them in midfield. Edgar at left back, 2.5 stars. All right, centre backs, Kevin Anderson, 2.5 stars. Not bad, not great. Snodden, he's great, and he 4 stars. Lovely job. 4 stars current ability, 5-star potential ability. And then Barber is a 1-star right back. We're not great down the right hand side, are we? Not great down the right hand side. That's all right, no problems. Joshua Hannon wasn't the keeper that they had in on that previous screen, but he's a 1.5-star goalkeeper. Got 4-star potential though, so definitely worth looking at for the future. Lewis Hunter, he's the one. Lewis Hunter, sweeper keeper, 4-star ability, 5-star potential ability. Cracking. This is not too bad of a squad. I do need to have a look at wages and see what everybody's on, and if we've got non-contracts for some of these players who we're potentially not going to use. Not a massively stacked bench. We've got a couple of strikers, 2-star striker, 32 years old. You won't be at the club for long, unfortunately, Darren. Chris Cohen is a central midfielder, and he's a 4.5-star central midfielder at 20 years old. We are going to be playing people in central midfield as opposed to CDM. We definitely are. But Chris Cohen will definitely come into the side. He can't play at CDM, which is why he's not in the team at the moment. Niall Cassidy is the striker, 1.5 stars. 22 years old. He's got 4-star potential, so worth keeping around for a bit. Ross Mateer, 1.5-star goalkeeper. So we're a bit light in terms of goalkeepers. We've got ourselves, an okay backup striker, but he won't be here for very long at that age with that kind of ability, with no potential to grow. We've got a great central midfielder, and OG Gallagher can play in midfield as well, right? He can. He can indeed. Not the most stacked out squad in terms of depth, but we've got players kicking about the place that we can use for the time being. A couple of areas that we need to strengthen, definitely down the right hand side. Probably also going to be looking for at least another centre back, if not more than one. Left back is not too bad. Central midfield, I think, is going to be quite strong. If we're looking to move McCavitt down into central midfield, OG Gallagher up, that'll then be our central midfield pairing, which will be nice. Left winger, we've got one that can do there for the moment on a 2.5-star basis. We'll just have to see how we go. Stephen McCavitt, Michael McCavitt, OG Gallagher, Dylan Snodden, and Lewis Hunter. Nice spine. So there you go. We're into our new club and we have our new squad. Not the deepest squad that we've ever started managing, but look, at the end of the day, we've got some gems in there that we can definitely build a team around. And obviously, we can look to move some people out of the club, look to bring some people in. It looks to be as if a lot of people play on non-contract in this kind of league. So hopefully, we'll be able to bring in some decent players that can fill out those roles that we are lacking, and we'll have a nice, strong first season and easily avoid relegation, of course. Now, just to clarify, I'm probably not going to wear the suit every episode. I might wear it for the next episode where we play our first game as well. But it's going to be coming off after the fact. It's very hot in Australia, and being an Englishman, I'm not really built for it. So wearing a full suit under this kind of lighting, definitely not the best idea. You'll see I'll just start to gradually melt as time goes on. Anyway, that's enough rambling. Thank you very much for joining me for the first episode of Unknown to Icon. If you enjoyed that one, please do drop a like on the video and don't forget to subscribe for more. Plenty of FM content coming your way now that the full game is out.